what are your thoughts on the FTX collapse and what Sam Bankman Fried did? Obviously, a lot of it was old-fashioned fraud, Bernie a la Bernie Madoff and so forth. What are your thoughts on that and the impact on the industry?
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, I was as taken in as anybody. We actually went to Bahamas to get regulated for some of our entities because FTX went there, and like we said, well, if FTX is gone there, it must be a good place to go. We're assuming their due diligence was good, so we don't have to do as much due diligence. And so we're not lenders or borrowers, so we didn't get caught in the downdrafts of FTX as much, or Celsius or BlockFi or or even Genesis and whatnot. So we're sort of on the sidelines. We get caught in the downdrafts of what happens to the asset prices as they're being sold by these distressed entities. But obviously, FTX was a shambles of confidence for the industry. Mm. Not so much for DeFi, but even DeFi projects there, like Serum and whatnot, got caught up in the downdrafts. And it gave sort of like some people in the public policy arena just a chance to say, see, we shouldn't allow crypto. Or the interesting thing that came out of it is the lesson you learn from FTX is that we should just ban crypto, or should we regulate it? And still, there doesn't seem to be much of an awareness that crypto didn't blow up. CeFi institutions blew up, and that the reason they blew up was just old-fashioned leverage and old-fashioned fraud. And you could debate. I tend to think that Sam may actually believe his own bullshit and stuff, and because he's so convincing to himself that it's hard to believe that there's not some, I don't want to call it mental illness, but I think I'll call it mental illness, that to some extent, I think he actually, believes himself, which is, a little sad, but, now it's in the courts, but in its wake is just a tremendous amount of collateral damage, because a lot of valid projects, did take money from FTX, but at the time, nobody knew that this Robin Hood was actually, not stealing from the rich to give to the poor. He was stealing from everyone to give to everyone. And so it's a weird kind of conundrum, and it just takes time for that to wash out. I don't know who else is left to go bankrupt, because nobody else had leverage and cross dependencies in the market. So hopefully we've kind of flushed through all the parties that were vulnerable to other counterparties that got overextended or got sucked up in Sam's games.